Let's solve some exponential equations. At first, they're going to look pretty basic. We're going to have 2 to the n minus 1 equals 16. So let's just ignore the fact that the exponent says n minus 1. If I really said 2 to what power gives me 16? So basically like, not that, 2 to what power gives me 16? You would say, well, you know, 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, and that would be a 4. So this exponent is a 4, which means I'm going to take this exponent and I'm going to set it equal to 4. And again, I didn't just make up that 4. That 4 is 2 to what power gives me 16? Well, that would be the exponent. So then I would add 1 and I would get 5. Now, that one is a little bit more straightforward. However, not all of them are going to be quite that easy. So let me do that same problem just in a different way. And we're going to rearrange this using, well, exponents, let me pronounce it correctly, exponents and logarithms as inverses. So we're going to have 2 to the n minus 1. Same problem, same answer. But what I want to do is rearrange this. So we have learned how to rearrange these. So let's, well, do it. Log base 2 of 16 equals n minus 1. This is exponential form. This is logarithmic form. And then I want to find out what log base 2 of 16 is, which is the same question I just posed. 2 to what power will give me 16, which is 4. So at this point, this is going to start looking a lot like that. But we want to figure out what log base 2 of 16 is if we don't know that it's 4. And some of them we can't do in our head. As we move on to the next problem, we can't. So we're going to need this process as we move forward. So let me go to the browser, and I want to find the log base 2 of 16. So I'm going to type log. You can just type the word log if you want to. You can also go to functions and pull up log. I don't feel like doing it. I'm going to type the word log, L-O-G, and when I do, it pulls that up. And you can go and press shift and then the underline, the underscore, and it'll put you down here to where you can put a base, or click that right there. And so I have log base 2 of, well, I'm still in the base. I need to get out of the base. Let's go to the right, press the right arrow key on your keyboard, and log base 2 of 16. And that sure enough does give me 4. So now that I know it's 4, which of course we already knew that, but now that I know that it's 4, I can go back to the whiteboard and put 4 right here equals n minus 1. We add 1 to both sides, and n equals 5. So that one was really basic, but I wanted to show you 2 different ways because not all of them are going to be that basic. So let's move on to the next problem that isn't that basic. 3 to some power gives me 18. Okay, 3 to what power gives me 18? Well, 3 to the first power is 3. 3 to the second power is 9. Let's write because it's fun. 3 to the second power is 9. 3 to the third power, 3 times 3 times 3, that'd be 9 times 3, which would be 27. And I'm aiming for an 18. So 18 is going to be somewhere in here, which means my exponent, which is my answer, my exponent is x, my exponent is going to be somewhere in between 2 and 3. Now, a lot of people look at this problem and they say, 3 to what power gives me 18? Oh, it's 6, because 3 times 6 is 18. This is not 3 times what? This is how many times would I multiply 3 by itself to get 18? And the answer is not a whole number, it's a decimal. Because again, 18 is in between 9 and 27, so my answer is somewhere in between 2 and 3. And there is no way to figure it out in your head unless you're one of those individuals that can do this kind of thing in your head. There are very few of them in the world. I need to know log base 3 of 18. So I'll go to Desmos and I type that and I'll get a decimal. I like 3 decimal places. That's just a personal preference. So log base 3 of 18, I'm going to use a graphing calculator instead of going back and forth to Desmos. And I have 2.631, and that is it. Okay, let's do a handful of other